Hi, welcome back. I hope you had a great first couple weeks of the semester. Lesson 1 hopefully got you up and running and organized for how this course is going to go. So thank you for your hard work, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time getting you ready for Lesson 2. Almost everyone has their blog up and running and ready to go. I am working with a couple of you just to get some last minute things taken care of. So thank you for your work on those. It was fun to see everyone get those set up and ready to go, and we will begin using those now in Lesson 2. So I have a separate video for you to get you started on how to create your first post. For Lesson 2, it's set up the same way. Some things for you to watch, read, and do. You'll need to watch Lesson 2 video, which is this video, so you're already, you can check that one off. And there is a separate video for how to write your first blog post if you need that. You'll be reading 2 chapters for this lesson, and one of those was inadvertently left off of the syllabus, so I apologize for that. But Chapter 5, Organizing and Implementing a Professional Development System, and Chapter 4 in the Vote and Share book, Determining a School's Literacy Needs and Developing a Plan. And what you'll notice in both of those chapters, and what you noticed in the first 2 chapters you read in Lesson 1, is thinking about what does professional development look like? How do we create system-wide approaches to helping others with literacy? And we're going to dive right in now with Lesson 2 and start acting on that. So your assignments for this lesson are 2 blog posts. One of those is to answer the question or to provide some information about why literacy leaders are important in K-12 school settings. And that can, you need to write about that, but you can also add links or other ideas that help support that. And then the other blog post is totally up to you. Think about the kinds of people that you might be working with in the future and what would be interesting or important for them to know just in terms of literacy. And so you'll get those blog posts posted, and then I have put together some small groups for your blogs, and you just need to respond to the people who are in your group. You're certainly welcome to go beyond that and visit the blogs of other classmates or all of your classmates, but in terms of what you're required to do, we're going to keep it a little bit smaller for this first time with our blog posts. So you'll need to do those 2 things, and then we're going to start right in on part 1 of your year-long professional development plan, which is one of the overarching assessments for this course, and start thinking about how this might look for us in a real setting. So the year-long professional development plan in big general terms is a plan for how you would create professional development, ongoing professional development opportunities for a particular setting. And that larger plan is broken into 3 different parts. And for our work in this lesson, we're just going to focus on part 1, but I want you to see how part 1 fits within the structure of the entire assignment. So part 1, we're going to figure out what is it that our stakeholders or the people that we're working with, what do they need? The second part is how are we going to meet those needs, and how will we know that we've been successful? And part 3 is the actual creating the plan, figuring out what that professional development would actually look like. So those are the 3 big pieces. And as I said, for this lesson, we're only going to focus on part 1, figuring out what our stakeholders need. This little cartoon sets the stage for the purpose of the first part of our work, and that's figuring out what our stakeholders need. We can't solve any problems, and we can't move learning forward for any group unless we know what it is that they need. And so that's what we're going to do in this first part. You will be creating a needs assessment, and that's actually just a way of gathering information about what it is that your stakeholders need. For instance, if you are in an elementary classroom setting or an elementary building, where are their needs in literacy? What are they struggling with? What would the teachers benefit from knowing more about? And again, we can make assumptions that we think we know what they need, but we're going to ask our stakeholders, what is it that's going well? What isn't going well? What needs do you have that could be helped? Your readings for this lesson talk a lot about needs assessments and how to structure those, what kinds of questions to ask, what it is that you're looking for. I also have a number of resources available for you that will provide additional ideas about how to create a needs assessment. And again, I want this to be authentic. I want you to create this and actually give it to some people and have them fill it out. So you'll need to learn more about creating needs assessments, what they are, how to create them, and then creating your own. That doesn't mean you have to start from scratch. You can look at any of the examples that I've provided or that you find elsewhere and adapt those to your specific situation. That is the first part of this that is due February 14th. In Lesson 3, then we will move on to analyzing that information and setting some goals based on what it is that we learned. I'm guessing some of you right now are thinking, okay, but what if I'm not in a situation where I am directly working with teachers, or I don't have a position right now where this is going to be an easy task for me to accomplish? I understand that, and what I want to do is work with you individually in your specific setting to figure out what can you do, what stakeholders can you choose for this to be an authentic task. I don't want this to just feel like a hoop that you have to jump through. I want you to be able to create a meaningful needs assessment and to do some analysis of that and then create some goals. So if you have any concerns about what this will look like for you, please let me know and we will figure out a plan for you that makes sense and doesn't ask you to do things that aren't possible in your current work setting. So as we get going on Lesson 2, please contact me if you have questions about how you want to structure your your year-long professional development plan, specifically getting started with the needs assessment. And also if you have any questions as you start working on your first blog post, I'm happy to help. And I always would rather have you contact me early rather than being frustrated and trying a bunch of different things and not having success. So just contact me anytime and I'm happy to help out in whatever way I can. Thanks.